Okay, nerds, battle of the intros here. First up, 1996's Bad Boys, directed by Michael Bay, Will Smith, and Martin Lawrence starring as the leads. Or 10 years earlier with Mr. Tom Cruise and Top Gun. Ooh, what an intro. It's going to be tough. Leave your choice for the winner down in the comments below. Let's get to the rundown. Welcome to the Nerd Rundown, where we cover the latest in the nerd world of movies, TV, and more. I'm Darren Stemple.
I'm Eric Hare.
And I'm Morgan Santo.
God, you sound good.
Whoa! What is
that booming, beautiful voice.
Hello, yeah.
You will want to...
Welcome to the delicious dish.
Welcome to the Nerd Rundown.
People have always said you have a face for radio, Morg.
That's what my mom always said.
Yeah.
It's a compliment, right?
I mean, how could it not be?
Right.
Well, thank you for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button, subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications when we release shows. We've got an announcement coming up about that here pretty soon. You can find us anywhere you consume your podcasts. You can also follow us on our social media like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all at the Nerd Rundown. Before we get to the show, we've got an announcement to make.
Ooh.
Hey nerds, it's announcement time. After getting a ton of feedback and hearing the demand from you that we release more content on a weekly basis, we've decided to try out some new formatting options for the show. First, we're still going to cover the latest in the nerd world of movies, TV, and more on the Rundown in its own segment, all by itself, no other segments attached. And secondly, one of the biggest trends we've seen is people drop off before the Nerd Box, which is quite possibly our best segment, or at least the segment we have the most fun on. We also get to interact with you guys on a weekly basis through the Nerd Box. So we definitely don't want people missing out on that part of the show. So it'll see its own release along with the Roundtable. The Roundtable will become a more of a topic of the week discussion, something where it's either a personal story, a game, or even something that the Rundown doesn't allow enough time for us to dig into. And it's not enough for a present show. Then we'll also release the Trailer Train separate from everything else. It might get tied into our newest show, the Nerd Rundown Reactions, but for right now, we've got some exciting things planned for that. We'll be still giving our reactions to the most recent trailers and letting you know if you should watch it or not. And lastly, the biggest thing here is that we want to make this a more consumable product for you all. Sometimes just looking at an episode of the Nerd Rundown, seeing an hour and a half, can get a little scary and thinking, how am I going to watch all of that in my busy life? We get it. So let us know what you think. Leave a comment on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, all at the Nerd Rundown. Send us an email at thenerdrundown@gmail.com. But most importantly, just remember, we're all a nerd in our own way, and we'll all nerd out about something different in different ways. And right now we're going to try to nerd out in different segments throughout the week. So let us know what you think. Now back to the show. Well, now that we have that, let's hear a word about our sponsor, Combat the Chaos. Hey nerds, you know we love to support our veterans and our first responders here at the Nerd Rundown. That's why we've partnered with Combat the Chaos, a veteran-owned clothing company that donates portions of their profits to organizations that are focused on mental health and suicide prevention, specifically for these brave heroes. Being a veteran myself, and one who's needed help in these areas before, it was important we found a partner we believed in. Veterans are at a 57% higher risk of suicide than those who have not served. When it comes to first responders like the police, firefighters, and EMTs, they have a 10% higher chance than the general population of developing mental health issues like depression and PTSD. If you want to show your support, then visit combatthechaos.com, use our code NRD for 15% off, and select from a variety of amazing hats, shirts, sweaters, and more. We thank you for your help in fighting this battle that first responders and veterans so desperately need. Now, back to the show.
This rundown better be really good. What the hell is a rundown? There's the rundown you asked for.
All right, welcome back. First on the rundown, we have Rebel Moon with a big week this week. As we record, we'll see a trailer come out tomorrow. We're going to do a Nerd Rundown reactions to that, so keep an eye on the channel for that if you haven't already watched it. But today...
Today, Junior!
We got big news on this movie coming from Zack Snyder. We got release dates, and we have titles of the first two movies. Not the third movie yet, but at least for part 1 and part 2. Eric, I'll start with you. What do you think?
Yeah. The names don't really do anything for me. I like a little bit of the Child
I
of
was going to say,
Fire is going to be part 1. Yeah, Rebel Moon part 1, A Child of Fire. Okay. And then Rebel Moon part 2, The Scar Giver. I never heard that word before, but The Scar Giver, I was like, oh, that's okay.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
See, I like it. It's just blunt.
Yeah, but I just never heard that word before. The Scar Giver, like that's never been a thing that I've ever seen. However, I'm not gonna get hung up on the names on her or anything like that. I'm reserving judgment to see what this is, but I'm hoping beyond hope that this is as cool as we all think it's gonna be, because it just looks. The behind the scenes stuff that we've seen, the hype that we've kind of gotten from it, just like, oh man, it looks pretty awesome. And to think that this was thought to be like a Star Wars spin-off, like it was going to be was going to be in the Star Wars universe.
Star Wars,
right.
Yeah, he wanted it to be. Are we wrong here for thinking maybe it's kind of like Galaxy Quest?
Red thingy moving toward the green thingy. I think we're the green thingy.
In that, hey, it's not a Star Trek movie, but it's a Star Trek movie, so this is maybe not going to be a Star Wars movie, but we're actually going to get a Star Wars movie that's made in a galaxy far, far away that's just adjacent to the Star Wars galaxy, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But
I think that's Spaceballs.
Down immediately.
Shall I have Snotty beam you down, sir?
I don't know about that beaming stuff. Is it safe?
Oh, yes, sir. Snotty beamed me twice last night. It was wonderful.
I think
that's
Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Sure. The parody.
I mean,
we already got it.
It can't take itself too serious if it's going to be considered part of the universe. I agree. That would be funny if that was the case, because Zack Snyder did pitch this to Lucasfilm, and they were like, no. So
do you think? Yeah. So do you think
Lucasfilm went? No, we've got a better idea.
No. Just sit down and hold your horses. Wait till you see. It's a planet this time, not a space station. It's a whole planet.
But it's Tatooine.
Right, but it's Tatooine. So, whatever.
I don't know. Morg, you're pretty excited for this movie, and you like the titles.
I'm loving the names. I'm loving the titles.
You know what, Scargiver? That reminds me of Taserface, actually.
Okay, Taserface.
Taserface. See, I'm hoping this is a Star Wars killer, not the original trilogy. Nothing. It's not going to top that.
Yeah,
Unkillable. But I want this to, when we see this, go, okay, this is our new Star Wars universe, because Lucasfilm, Disney has destroyed it. Now we have this saving what we want in sci-fi fantasy, and I think that's Scargiver. That's gonna be something awesome. I'm hoping it's the name of a weapon.
Dude, it's
like it's his sword or something. It's just gonna be something badass.
I hope it's something that it's earned. Something you find out about in the first movie, and it's like, oh, I can't wait for Scargiver.
I hope it's not like Taserface.
This says, from Zack Snyder, the filmmaker behind 300, Man of Steel, and Army of the Dead. No BVS or Justice League in there. Comes Rebel Moon.
Army of the Dead over those.
Comes Rebel Moon, an epic science fantasy event decades in the making, when a peaceful colony on the edge of a galaxy finds itself threatened by the armies of a tyrannical ruling force.
Stop the Empire.
If I stop there, I'd be like, okay, I can see this being how it could have some Star Wars
so we're talking
roots.
Tatooine and the Empire showing up. All right.
Yeah, exactly. A mysterious Korra, a mysterious stranger living among the villagers, becomes their best hope for survival. Sophia Boutella, if you saw the Kingsman, the first Kingsman, she was the girl who ran around on the stilts and
the sword stilts.
Yeah, the sword stilts. Yeah,
that was awesome.
Knife stilts, whatever you want to call it. She was badass in that movie. I haven't seen her in much.
Where you get that?
Is that English?
I learned it from my house. Where you get that?
It's my Starfleet insignia.
And then finally it says, tasked with finding trained fighters who will unite with her in making an impossible stand against the mother world. Korra assembles a small band of warriors, outsiders, insurgents, peasants, and orphans from different worlds who share a common need for redemption and revenge.
Yada, yada, yada.
Charlie Hunnam is in this.
Yeah.
He's playing a pilot. Can't wait to see him as a pilot.
Not Han Solo.
Yeah. He's playing Han Solo.
You better never tell him.
So
the
let me
odds.
ask you,
Did they
Zach.
cast a princess yet?
Let me ask you, Zach. How would you like me to play this character? It's like, like Han Solo, maybe,
Yeah.
but just not quite. Well, yeah, I can play that. All right.
Yeah, I'll tell you the odds. You can
Right.
tell me the odds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Digimon Hansao is one of those guys
Oh,
who
yeah.
everybody's like,
Who?
and then you see him, you're like, yep, that guy.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
you know his face.
Yep,
Yeah.
you know his face. He's-
Gladiator.
Yeah, Gladiator. His buddy in Gladiator. Michael Huisman, who you would know as Dario Naharis from
Oh,
Game
yeah,
of
okay.
Thrones. Love that
Mhm.
guy.
Yes.
And then those are the big ones. So Ray Fisher actually joins the crew, who was
Oh,
Cyborg.
Ray Fisher. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, Ray Fisher.
Oh, who was
Very
I
cool.
thinking?
Yeah. You were thinking.
Sabretooth. That's what I was thinking. No.
Oh, you were thinking Ray Donovan.
Is that what? I don't know what I was
That's-
thinking.
You're thinking the
Liev
dude
Schreiber.
that played.
Liev Schreiber.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
Or were you thinking the guy who played Maul, Darth Maul?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it Ray?
Ray Park.
I forgot about
Ray
it.
Park.
Yeah.
Ray
Yeah.
Park.
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or were you thinking of Ray Parker Jr.?
Ooh, who did Ghostbusters?
Or were you thinking of Trey Parker and Matt Stone?
Ah,
Who made South? How far are we
Oh, man.
going with
I
that?
could go. We could do this.
We're just like Kevin Bacon.
you could do this all night.
Stone's very easy for me
Yeah.
to continue going.
I mean,
I was thinking earlier when you're like, I think the Scargiver sounds amazing, and I'm thinking to myself, like the Scargiver sounds like something that like is around your house that always gets you, like it's like this
that one corner
plant.
you always hit.
one corner in the wall that you
Yeah.
always stub your toe on. It's like that's the Scargiver.
You always
right
forget
there.
there's like a little
Oh,
staple
gosh.
hanging out there, and you always hit it, but you never do anything to fix it.
You see all these? It's all over my wrist.
Dude, we
That's
had
what I call the Scargiver.
we had a bed set that had like what's the thing at the beginning of the bed called
Footboard.
footboard? Sure. Had
Yeah.
a corner on it that was right at my knee.
Oh
And-
yeah, mine gets me.
I I hit that thing probably 1,000 times in 10 years before we finally got rid of it. I can't believe
brother.
I even have late.
I hit mine all the time.
My
No.
brother used to when we were in high school. He used to go over to his buddy's house, and his buddy had this TV that was in the garage. And at one point, the screen. This is the old school TVs. At one point, the screen got cracked and got a chip in it. And so my brother's walking by it and slices his knee open on it, has to go to the ER, get stitches on it. Well, you would think at that point they'd like do something about it, like cover it, put a piece of cardboard. They don't. My brother, like 3 weeks, like I don't know how long it was later, but he's literally in the same garage, goes walking past it, slices the other knee open, so he's got two matching scars from a TV, ironically called the Scargiver.
Yeah.
It was really
Yeah, I mean,
Define irony.
but I mean, come on, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
right.
I mean, it's on him.
That is
We
on
gotta
your
get
brother.
Yeah.
Of course, I hit that thing like 1,000 times, like I said.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll probably hit the corner of my bed tonight as I'm walking back.
Oh man, thank God
I
I
always
got rid of
whack
that
that
thing. That was the best thing I've ever done in my life. Was get rid of that thing.
I am excited for this series. Though.
Yeah.
I think
can't
my
wait.
only. I guess I should say this because it's not like we don't know ahead of time with a lot of these properties, but like when Star Wars first came out, it was like, okay, nobody knew if we were going to get a sequel to it. Back in '77, it just was like a standalone thing. So like right now, we already know, hey, we're getting 3 movies.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be 3 movies, which kind of takes the anticipation out of it, like or whatever. Like I'm
The
like, okay,
anxiety
well,
of who's gonna die or not.
yeah, who's going to make it? Who's not going to
Right.
make it? And
That's why
and all
Top
that.
Gun
So,
Maverick was so you felt like he was gonna die the entire movie
yeah, and you would have been like, oh my gosh, is he going to make it through this thing? So yeah.
until I get it. Guardians. I thought everybody in the
Okay.
Guardians was gonna die. I
I did too. They did a good job of.
spoiler.
Yeah, they did a good job
Right.
of letting everybody
Spoiler alert.
tease that they're not going to
Yeah.
be back. I'm not coming back for it.
Yeah.
It's like okay,
They literally Drax got shot across the room.
Yeah,
in that one
like-
fight, and you're like, he's dead. Karen
dead.
Gillan
In the
was-
front and back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was.
and she's carrying Star-Lord in that one scene, and he looks clearly dead.
or he
so.
got knocked into
Oh,
space too.
Yeah, that one.
He
I
was the closest one
was
to
still
death.
wondering.
Only he didn't use frickin'.
Anyway, anyway, yeah, I'm very excited for this. We don't have to wait long for the first one to come out, December 14th.
22nd.
Sorry. We don't have to wait long for this one to come out, December 22nd.
22nd.
Are you sure this time?
Yeah.
I was saying 14th again.
You can get in line on the 14th if you want to, just to make sure you get a good spot.
Do we know what they're rated?
These are definitely going to be rated R.
PG-13. Oh, they are?
Oh,
I mean, I would say Zack Snyder's films are usually rated R without
true. But I mean,
That's true.
Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
that had R-rated elements. I think the director.
I feel like he's going to shoot for PG-13.
I wouldn't be surprised if it. I
It's not
think
been rated
you're
yet.
probably right. You're probably right, Darren. But it would not surprise me if he
No.
did keep it PG-13.
And if it's
Because you want to try to
PG-13, it's
appeal
gonna-
to the biggest audience. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And this
Especially if it's
isn't-
supposed to be a Star Wars like.
Yeah.
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 I wouldn't be surprised either way, and
Yeah.
wouldn't be mad either way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
This isn't like where you had like the Alien movies, you like Alien and Aliens were all rated R, and then like the Predator movies were all rated R, and then you mash them up, you do an Alien versus Predator movie, and miraculously it's PG-13.
That makes sense.
That's how it works.
Well, there's one that hits a little bit closer to home, and that's in Die Hard. You got
Yeah.
First three are R, and then, Live Free or Die Hard is a
Yippee-ki-yay,
very
mother-
good movie.
Smash.
I don't hate Live Free or Die Hard.
She just killed a helicopter with a car. Hundreds of thousands of people get killed by cars every year. It's just like 4 more.
No, it's.
I'm pretty sure Die Hard stopped after that. So
Is that that's the one with
Timothy Oliphant.
Timothy Oliphant
It's an elephant.
and then Justin Long, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith.
Right.
He brought him to my lair.
Right about that.
Why'd you bring a cop into my command center? Command center. It's a basement. It's a command center. Don't help it, McClane. I can explain.
So we'll move on here on the rundown. We have a very big section for Marvel projects, as we've gotten a lot of story details over the last week on 4 projects here. I'll go through them real quick and then get your thoughts. First one was Avengers Secret Wars. That could be setting up an entire reboot of the MCU. We got a report that Thor 5 was in development last week with Taika attached to direct. That's a big time rumor that got squashed today. Daredevil Born Again's villain, the Kingpin. We have his motivations revealed along with John Bernthal's Punisher and his role in the upcoming season. And then we have interesting details on Kraven the Hunter starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. So I will start with you, Eric. Give me your thoughts.
I don't think you can go back to the well on this. I really don't. I think that this is, if they want to recast, go for it. It's not going to hit the audience is too mature at this point. The audience is, it's just not going to, I don't think it's going to work. So I think this might be a mistake on their part. I think they're trying to figure out, how to rejuvenate and revive all this and all that good stuff. And I just don't think it's going to happen. I am interested to see what the Kang Dynasty stuff, how they finish out this Kang Dynasty stuff and and then kind of go with the Secret Wars. But we've had a lot of swings and misses lately, and I feel like this is them trying to be like, oh well, the reason why we're swinging and missing is not because of the stories we're telling, it's because of the characters. And it's like, well, I don't think that's true. The stories you're telling are not getting people excited. So that's kind of where I sit on that Secret Wars stuff. I think that's but okay, see what happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What about, let me ask you this, Thor 5 with Taika, not in development. Were you excited when the rumor came out last week that it was in development and Taika was attached?
I don't know how to feel about that with Taika. I really don't, because I'm torn because of how terrible Love and Thunder was.
I know.
To how glorious Ragnarok was.
Right.
I just
and how
don't
all
understand.
of his other projects are good.
Right.
Yeah. So I just don't understand.
That's how bad Thor 5 was. Or Thor
maybe
Love
there's
and Thunder.
just
Like he's made a lot of good movies, and Thor: Love and Thunder literally just made me question if I want to watch this man do anything anymore.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I don't know. It was really bad. So I would like to see Hemsworth pick up the hammer at least one more time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Taika is the right guy to do it. I think you can find somebody who can do the funny stuff that Hemsworth is capable of. I think they gave him way too much liberty. I think they gave Taika. So either they can rein him in and just keep him a little more streamlined. If they could do that, then maybe Taika is the right guy. But if they can't, I think they can find somebody else who can come in and do just enough humor to keep it good and keep the story moving forward. But I would like to see Hemsworth at least one more time with the hammer.
You Morgan?
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of in that camp of like, I'm just nervous about it all now. The Thor thing, yeah, put that on hold. We need to get that back on track. So, take your time. Like we said with the TD, I don't know. Was it all him on that last one?
Yes, it was.
Was it more studio? What are we talking here?
I think that was
So,
Taika in his like unbridled form,
yeah. I think bring somebody else in at this point that can get the formula back what it was. And then the Secret Wars stuff, I don't know, like where are we going with everything at this point?
Yeah,
I'm just so what is the big what is the threat? Is it the Secret Wars is the big thing? Is it Kang the big thing?
Good question.
Secret Invasion just introduced the world's most powerful superhero. Now, like, where we go with that? Like, that superhero is the Avengers. Like, where? Like,
you don't need a team. It's all one person now. Send her there, and you're good to go.
She's got it all, dude. Mark, what about Daredevil? You got some Daredevil news to get excited about.
I love what they're doing with Kingpin. I mean, I think that's right to form. I mean, he in the comics does become mayor, and this is right up Kingpin's alley. I like it. I'm nervous about what they're doing with the Punisher because I don't think they're going to do it right. He's taking on racist cops that are using his symbol.
Could be risky, very risky.
I mean, the show doesn't get into that, but I don't think they're going to do it right.
Yeah.
That could be a very interesting storyline, but they will not do it right. It's just going to be very ridiculous, over the top, in your face. There's nothing wrong with the message in a thing. But you got to do it right.
Right.
And they just can't. They just can't do it right.
The Kingpin, his motivation is he wants to be mayor so he can go on an anti-vigilante streak where that puts him in the crosshairs of Daredevil, the Punisher, and a pretty big name that would be really interesting if that comes to pass. And
neighborhood stuff.
Yep. He's, but he's, he is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man,
which would be amazing.
Which would be spectacular.
The Incredible.
Yeah.
No.
What else can we?
Sorry, I was just trying to jump in there.
The 2099
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Superior. It would be superior.
Strong story. Anyway, so that's huge news. Kingpin against Spider-Man in a Disney Plus streaming series.
I like D'Onofrio. We love D'Onofrio around here. I should say we all love D'Onofrio. So I think to have him be like this Weasley. I shouldn't say Weasley, but have him be running for mayor and have him be in that. I'm just a businessman. And getting elected. I think, and we'll see how the anti-vigilante stuff kind of goes. We'll see how that goes.
I'm nervous they're going to make him into like a Trump-like figure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the show. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I don't want. Because he's got to be, Kingpin is a smart dude. You know what I mean? Like cold and calculated and,
I wouldn't be
so I don't want him to be like
up the cops,
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And then last one on this, Eric Craven the Hunter tragic story, maybe?
Yeah, well, I thought it's kind of interesting because the director came out a little while ago and said this is a little bit of a different superhero story, anti-hero story, in that this is more of a tragedy than anything. And you can see this guy going down the road of, he's going to come head to head with, probably Spider-Man and some other folks down the line where he just is like, he's looking for vengeance or he's looking for his own sort of kind of justice. So I don't know. We'll kind of see how that goes. I'm actually encouraged by this. When somebody tells me that that's how you're going to go with the story, I'm actually like, okay, I'm down with that. I really, really am, because I think we've seen the superhero story played different ways, and to have an anti-hero type guy and then really kind of putting the emotional spin on it that, hey, this is a really tragic dude, kind of going that route. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Mark?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't need him to be tragic. I'm kind of in the camp of like, I like my bad guys supposed to be bad.
Yeah.
I don't, I like, Craven just likes hunting crap and wants to hunt the best thing. And it turns out Spider-Man happens to be the best thing. So let's go hunt him. It's simple. I like it. I don't need to like him.
Yeah.
I just know he's a badass hunter that has powers.
Yeah.
From the blood of a radioactive lion, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. There's some things that worry me about this. I think, and kind of, I'm in a little bit of both camps where I'll take a step back, actually, because Sony doing this with the villains, it makes you like makes you like Venom. I don't want to like Venom. I want to hate Venom,
Right.
And so they're not humanizing these guys, but they're making them a little too empathetic for me. But I am.
That's how I feel about the Joker. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with Craven, they're already down this path, so I'm encouraged by them doing something different. So they can't go back.
We have to go back.
And they can't redo things. Might as well move forward and do something creative. So both.
Yeah.
All right, next on the rundown, we have Monarch Legacy of Monsters, the MonsterVerse TV spinoff. We get our first look at the father-son duo of Kurt and Wyatt Russell and what their roles will be in this TV series.
Yes.
So I know, Eric, you're going to be watching this. Right?
Yes.
Kirk and Wyatt Russell will be playing the same person, so they'll be playing a younger version of himself instead of a father-son duo. I like this. What do you
Agreed.
think?
Totally agree as well. So I think it's a well done deal. So you're basically looking at Wyatt Russell playing the younger character in the 1950s, and then Kurt Russell playing, in the modern times now.
Definitely more shit right here.
And his son.
Hi, Bob. Whoa! I have a martini.
You want that on the rocks?
No, in a glass is fine.
Is a virgin surgeon.
Yeah, right. But yeah, 10 episode series is what we're looking at. So we're and we're going to get kind of the history of Monarch, which again is probably the least interesting stuff about any of these movies is always the human beings. But, in the movies, they always, the Monarch stuff is pretty interesting in that they care for, or at least are monitoring.
Well, who's going to monitor the monitors of the monitors?
I wouldn't mind doing a little monitoring
the Titans, and the monsters and all that stuff. So
it'd be cool to work there.
I think 11 works for them or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I can't wait for this. And I was talking with Jackson about it the other day, and I said, "Hey, man, dude, shows. I don't know when it's exactly going to come out because Apple Plus is not really given us anything lately to go off of. So I'm hoping that Apple, maybe, I don't know if Apple's going to do it with their iPhone release, if they're going to talk about all these things when they do that or whatever. But I think coming up here pretty soon, we're going to start to see some new stuff coming from them. But I'm super thrilled for this. I really am. So
that Apple being an Apple TV show, like skyrockets my hype for it because they've just been dominating,
hitting a lot of home runs.
Man,
yeah,
I just finished Hijack. Oh my God, what a show! Hijack.
Did you guys watch Invasion?
No, but I want to.
I
want to watch that and Foundation.
Yeah, I agreed. I saw where I didn't see where they renewed Invasion for season 2, and typically on sci-fi stuff, like I do not want to get involved until they guarantee me at least 2 or 3 seasons, because I just don't want to get sucked into stuff like that. And then I saw the other day that it's season 2's starting here pretty soon. So I said, oh, okay, all right, I guess I'm gonna have to catch up on Invasion then and watch that.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm same way. Like I want to really watch Invasion, and Foundation looks maybe a little bit corny, but it's already in a season 2 as well. So
well, Foundation is isn't that Asimov who did that one? Is it Asimov? Did he write that one? Or I'm trying to think.
Asimov?
No,
I don't know. Who
I'll look it up real fast. Yeah. So
more. You want to give us your thoughts there on this?
I don't know. I'm kind of interested, but again, like Eric said, like there's one reason I go to watch those movies and to watch the giant monsters. I don't really care much about the humans. They're just in the way. So I don't know. Like I guess I got to see more and see what they're really going for with this. What it's going to be. Yeah, definitely got to do that before I'm like, all right,
okay,
yeah.
It does take a long time to get into a show or to at least start watching a show because you haven't watched.
But when I do, I hammer it out.
Yeah, but I kind of feel the same way, dude. I'm behind on a lot of stuff, but I'm working through the backlog as best I can, I think, at this point.
All right, last here on the rundown, animated Hercules live-action reboot from producers the Russo brothers and director Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
They're looking at Taron Egerton and Ariana Grande for the 2 leads.
Cool.
we have trashed these live action remakes.
I mean, they haven't missed on every one of them. We liked the Guy Ritchie Aladdin. At least I did.
I enjoyed
I didn't mind the Aladdin.
I thought it was good. You should watch it. I didn't mind it.
It's not
I
that
really
bad.
didn't.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
It really
one.
wasn't.
I forgot Guy Ritchie did that actually. Not until
Yeah,
you just said that.
and it's good. Obviously, Will Smith has some huge shoes to fill.
Never had a friend like me. Oh my. No.
And I thought he did a magnificent job of playing the character kind of his way, but still keeping it true to what Robin Williams did. So, but I like the Russo guys in on this because they, have that run and gun style of shooting. I think that's good. They have a good sense of humor about everything. I love Taron. We love Taron around here. My friend Emma got to meet him, just said he was a marvelously wonderful dude. And then Ariana Grande, of course,
as Meg.
Super cute, super cute. So
Meg is is it Megara?
Something
Megara?
like that.
Megara?
Her friends call her Meg.
Megara?
Yeah,
Yeah,
her friends call her Meg, right? Just so
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But also shout out to lady of the show, Meg.
Well, and hopefully they stay true to this story instead of what I'm hearing from the Snow White stuff that they're doing this live action, and I'm like, so which part of this is Snow White? Because you're changing the character. Yeah, you're just doing a different movie, and then you're just throwing the name Snow White on there to try and sell tickets. It's like that's not what this is. So hopefully they stay relatively close because especially my oldest Lex just loves the Hercules movie. It's one of her favorites. So
no faith. That's all I gotta say.
I have
no faith in this at all.
I feel like it's hard to have faith in these projects right now.
Yeah.
I don't like the Ariana Grande idea.
But this is
she's got a great voice, dude.
The Russo brothers.
She does. Don't get me wrong. She can sing.
She can sing.
I don't know. I feel like
as big as this
Taron
mic,
can sing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
and
I just don't picture Ariana Grande pulling off that
I know, she
power and swagger that Meg has in the film. Like she's just too tiny for me.
She's like as big as his mic.
Yeah.
I get it. Taron would be great though.
She's gonna have to go to Christian Bale and his guy and be like, how do I put on
100 pounds,
75 pounds or 100
and
pounds
6 inches? How do I grow 6 inches?
But I would like to know.
First, you start by yelling at the sound guy.
Right.
Yeah. What was he saying? You're in my light. Man, that was a long time ago. Yeah. Well, the Russo brothers and Guy Ritchie being attached, that's like the best thing that they could tell me for this. And then Taron Egerton is a cherry on top. We'll see. The music in Hercules, the animated movie, is phenomenal.
Go the distance.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, Taron's amazing because he does all those Sing movies. He sounds phenomenal in those Sing movies.
Those are probably my favorite kid movies.
Is it the Elton John?
They're really great. Yep, they're really great.
I jam out to those movies.
Illumination is just, they're a powerhouse of movies.
They're good.
They don't miss now. I don't think they've missed in a while.
Yeah.
If they have, they're getting up there competing with Pixar.
Yeah. And DreamWorks, I guess they don't really do much anymore, do they?
Yeah. No, I don't. Didn't they get bought out?
I feel like I haven't seen anything.
Well, Pixar is a topic that we'll be talking about on the roundtable. This new formatting, we're done with the rundown. We're going to say goodbye.
Yeah.
But check out the channel. We got some new stuff coming out this week. We got the Trailer Train coming out all by itself. If you haven't checked it out yet, got the Nerd Box all by itself with the Nerd Box hanging out with the roundtable. Big time stuff on the channel.
Yeah, a lot of stuff this week. Yep. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Looking forward to checking it out with you all.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, we'll see you all in the Nerd Rundown.
See ya. Bye.
Deuces.
That sounds good.